When I was helping my sister pick out a new spot to lounge on her balcony, she was torn between a cheap plastic set that would probably crack after a season and a high-end rattan lounge that would eat up half her budget. She kept asking, "What if I spend all that money and it just doesn't hold up when the first rain hits?" I felt that same hesitation when I first saw the Purple Leaf 7-piece patio set. It promises marine-grade leather and a rust-resistant frame. But does it really deliver on everyday use? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about where this set actually lives in the world of outdoor furniture. It's positioned as a premium-look solution for patios, porches, or garden corners that need a bit of style without going full luxury brand price. The biggest draw is the combination of a leather-look upholstery that's supposed to be marine-grade, meaning it's been treated to resist water, sun, and the occasional spill. The frame is aluminum, so it won't rust like a steel set would, and the cushions are made from a heavy-duty Olefin-Blend, a fabric that's known for holding its color even after repeated exposure to UV rays. Who should consider this set? If you have a medium-sized outdoor space, say a balcony that can comfortably fit a 3-seat sofa, a 2-seat chair, and a coffee table, and you want a cohesive look that feels a bit more upscale than the typical polyester sling chairs, this is a solid candidate. It's also a good match for people who host occasional gatherings. The modular design lets you rearrange the pieces to suit a conversation circle or a more relaxed lounge layout. Because the cushions are removable, you can swap them out for different colors if you ever want to change the vibe without buying a whole new set. Who should skip it? If your space is tiny, like a railing-only balcony where you can only fit a single chair, the 7-piece set will dominate the area and feel cramped. Likewise, if you live in a region that gets heavy snow, the olefin cushions, while water-resistant, aren't insulated, so they'll get saturated and take a long time to dry, potentially fostering mildew. In that scenario, a set with built-in storage or quick-dry fabric would be wiser. Finally, if you're a strict minimalist who hates any kind of assembly, the DIY modular design might be a turnoff. While the pieces are designed for tool-free connection, you still need to line up brackets and secure each section, which can take an hour or so the first time. Now let's walk through the actual setup I did with my sister's balcony. The box arrived with all the aluminum frames, a handful of cross brackets, the cushions, and a clear instruction sheet. The biggest surprise was how light the frames felt. You'd expect an aluminum set to be flimsy, but the cross brackets lock in tightly, giving a solid feel once you're done. The process is basically a puzzle. You line up the pre-drilled holes, snap the brackets together, and give each joint a firm push. No power tools needed, which is a plus for renters who don't want to drill holes in walls. The whole thing went together in about 45 minutes, and we didn't need any extra help. After the set was up, the first real test was a sunny Saturday afternoon. We left a couple of iced teas on the coffee table, and within an hour the sun was beating down at 90 degrees. The leather-look seats stayed cool to the touch, a result of the marine-grade coating that actually repels heat rather than absorbing it like some faux leather does. That's a practical win because you can sit down without feeling like you've just stepped onto a hot car seat. The olefin cushions didn't fade after a few hours of direct sunlight either. The color stayed vibrant, which is something you only notice after a season or two, but the initial impression was promising. Another everyday scenario we tried was a light rain. We set up a small speaker, opened a bottle of wine, and then, as the clouds gathered, a gentle drizzle began. Within minutes the cushions were wet, but the leather-grade surface didn't soak through. Instead, water beat it up and rolled off, keeping the underlying foam from getting soggy. That's the kind of hidden trade-off you often overlook when you only look at a product's pictures. The material actually performs the way the description promises. Of course, the cushions themselves are not waterproof. They'll get damp, but because olefin dries quickly, we were able to wipe them down and they were dry enough to sit on again within an hour. Comfort-wise, the set feels a little firmer than a plush indoor sofa, which is typical for outdoor pieces. The seats have a slight give thanks to the foam core, but they don't sink too far, making it easier to get up and down, a benefit if you're hosting older guests or kids who might need a quick exit. The backrest angle is about 100 degrees, which is a sweet